Welcome and hello! This is me, my name is Ecorion, and I am presenting you the definitive best hero deck profile after the February 2022 Banlist. And yes, this is objectively the best list you can find out there, and I'm going to explain why. So okay, jokes aside, this is obviously my take on the whole deck that you can find or that you can build right now. And some ratios might be a bit discussable. So if you have another take on it, let me know in the comments down below. But I will present to you first my elemental hero lineup, which consists of 2 Stratos. I have been in the camp for, yeah, Stratos never down from 3, then to Stratos can definitely go to 1, and now I'm playing him at 2. Kinda the middle ground. Stratos is between the 2 or 3 line, and I don't know if I want to go up to 3. Right now, 2 feels fine because you don't always want to open him. He is kind of one of the best cards because if you open him, you can search anything, but sometimes that's not what you want to do. Sounds counterintuitive, but it's actually true. I don't want to always see him. We then have double Shadow Mist, and I have to move my hand around a bit. Double Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist is... It's Shadow Mist. It's always been at 2 because Shadow Mist is your searcher for mask change. Yes, it can search your cards as well, and both effects are great, but you can only activate 1 per turn. So 3 is kinda unnecessary. We then have Honest Neos at 1. You don't need more, because you can search it through the means of Shadow Mist or through a Cross Crusader search, or you can even search it through... Is it Ecall? I think it's Ecall. And the last elemental hero is Liquid Soldier. I know. Some players cut the Liquid Soldier. I kinda like it since it has some usability with Shadow Mist, that you can bring Shadow Mist back and then get the mask change. But to be completely honest, Liquid Soldier is not a must anymore in the deck. I feel it's still great, and I like the Absolute Zero and Acid line, so he's still in the deck. Going on to the Destiny heroes, we obviously play the double Malicious. Anything else is kind of crazy. Double Malicious, he is kind of a brick because he's a level 6, and if you draw him, you're not going to have a good time, but if you don't draw him, he's really good. We then have the Denier, which makes 2 Destiny hero Malicious into 4 without playing more. Kind of great, I like it. And the last Destiny hero already is Plasma. I like playing Plasma. I know a few lists have cut it, but to be completely honest, if you set up Plasma turn 1, and you can protect it through D4s, or you can protect it through an Honest Neos, like, it's actually pretty hard to get over because, yeah, no monster effects. It's like Skill Drain, but Skill Drain is already at 3, so more decks are going to be prepared, but I still think Plasma is great. To the Vision heroes, triple copy of Ferris. No denying that Ferris is your best play starter. You want to see it every time. I kind of was debating to play 2 Ferris because space in the deck is kind of tight, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. And now the first controversial ratio, 1 increase. Not that I want to play 1 increase, it's just that I don't own a second one, and I still feel 1 is fine. Alright, so I don't see the need to get it ASAP. If I can get my hands on 1, maybe I will get 1, and I still don't know if I want to play it. Yes, 1 is kind of good because you don't want to see it in your opening hand, but still you have the chance of drawing it. So if you have 2, there is a bigger chance that you still have 1 in deck for your Vision hero combo. But I kind of feel 1 is fine because it's super rare that you see it. And then Double Vion. Double Vion is also kind of controversial. Some play it at 3, it definitely shouldn't be played at 1, because Vion is just that good. It can send your Shadow Mist, it can send your Malicious, so you can get a free body, or you can get a Search if you haven't used Shadow Mist before. It's super versatile, and you can also normal summon it. It's super amazing. So Vion can be at 3. I have one in the side deck actually for just those fringe cases, but it's icky, to be completely honest. It's kind of icky. One evil hero. I'm playing still the Bane line, and if you're not playing it, you're fucking out of your mind, to be completely honest. Like, why aren't you playing Bane? He's one of your best cards, and if it gets interrupted, yeah, sure, it gets interrupted, but they used an interruption for something that wasn't on the field in the first place. So that is amazing. I fucking love this card, and yeah, I still have the ultra rares. I paid like a shit ton of money for this, and now it's like dirt cheap. Yeah, but I'm still playing it for the flex. Going into the spells, definitely must play triple mask change. Kind of feel it's super necessary, because you don't want your opponent to stop you. You want to see mask change, you want to get into Dark Law. You can use that to dodge effects on maybe Stratos or something. If you want to let your Stratos search go through, you can mask change him if it gets interrupted. So you go into Blast, you still get the search. It's nutty, it's super nutty. And also you can do the unkillable, super important absolute zero and asset line, but that's not the case that you're using that every turn. Going on with fusion spells, I play 2 poly. Yes, this is also controversial because most players play 1 poly. I like 2 because I like seeing it in my opening hand, but it's not necessary because I can still search it through Vion. So I feel 2 is fine. I tried it at 1 and I was missing it somehow, so I have it at 2. 3 is way too much. And 1 Miracle Fusion. You can search that. I play Sunrise, so at 1 it's totally fine. It's still good because you can use your graveyard to fusion summon, so you can poly into Sunrise, get Miracle Fusion, and then Miracle Fusion again with the same material if you want to, if you have the option to. Like if you use something along the line of your Liquid Soldier, you can make Sunrise and then go into the Absolute Zero, and it's crazy. I really love this. And 2 Fusion Destiny. I was playing that at 3, so it kind of hurt my deck to lose one. It's not the biggest deal since your game plan revolves around going into DPE, and you can still make the DPE with poly. So it's not like it's the end of the world. It's still a bit unfortunate to not have the freedom to play him at, or to play it at 3, that you can make sure that you see it early. But it doesn't end your game. And the last fusion spell is Dark Calling. It's like discard a Dusted Gold and get your Dark Calling to go into Malicious Bane with a Mali engrave or with a Ferris engrave. Like, you can use so much material. If you have a used fusion, you can use that. So it's always free. So why am I playing this? Going on, Searchers. And now get ready for mismatching rarities. I hate it! A hero lives, but at 2. So a hero lives was the longest time at 1. So I only had 1 ultra rare copy from Duelist Saga. I definitely need a second one because I really hate how the common looks with the ultra rare. But I think it's not the most necessary addition to the deck. We then have the 1 Rhoda. Nothing to say here, it's Rhoda. And 1 Ecol. I'm playing 2 Stratos, and I feel like this is my 3rd Stratos, and that's totally enough because that is more flexible, because I can also get into my Shadow Mist. If I have like a Ferris in hand and an Ecol, I can get my Shadow Mist to discard it through the Ferris effect and get a search. I also can use that to get my Liquid Soldier if I want to fuse it away and go for a board wipe. That's also an option. Or if I have a Shadow Mist Engrave, I didn't use the effect, I can then get the Liquid Soldier, get it back, get a mask change through the effect of Shadow Mist. So it's very versatile, but I don't need to talk about Ecol that much, I think. Double D-Force, that's controversial. And I know that. That can be a total brick, and I'm playing one plasma in there. I don't know if I will keep that. That is the most volatile spot in my deck. I don't know if I like it. Somehow I always found one if I needed one. So that's cool. But that can like sit in your hand and do absolutely nothing if you don't have your means to go into 3 monsters and then get a plasma out, and just the plasma alone isn't doing much. I mean, D-Force gives some protection, but you're not getting to draw anything, so you really need to set up to use this. It can be super good because it can make your plasma nearly unkillable, but it's icky to say the least. And one Called by the Grave, and it's kind of necessary. You kind of die to hand traps. Yes, you still die to Nibiru, which I'm not playing anything against. I could play the Crossout Designator line in here. I don't like this because Crossout Designator is like taking up space and you don't always see it. Like even if you play it at 3, it's like, yeah, if you don't see it, you don't see it. And if your opponent has Nibiru, he has Nibiru. So, kind of meh. And now get ready for ultra rare droplets. Super rare, they are ultra rare. Those misprints, no, they're not misprints. As you can see, those don't even have a stamp at the bottom. So those are Auricas. I'm not having droplets. This is just for the deck purposes. I'm playing them online, so I'm not playing them offline. Offline, I obviously use the replacement in Forbidden Chalice because I own that. I haven't gotten around ordering droplets, and right now it's not on the forefront of my priorities. So if I were to enter a tournament, I would think about getting droplets. So right now I don't have the need to do that. But for the deck profile purpose, I wanted to present it to you. So droplet is kind of in there. You want to negate shit. You want to break boards. You can go second, you can go first. You have both options. If you go first, you can set up a Dark Law, a DPE, and the Plasma. That's kind of the optimal board. And if you're going second, you want to break it. So droplet it is. Also, if you're going second, the talents, which I'm playing 2 because 3 is kind of much. You can't use it all the time. It's once per turn. So don't want to see it that often, but if I see it, it's often really nice. And the last 2 slots in the deck are Imperms. The only real hand traps that I'm playing are Imperm, because it's super versatile. It's better than the Effect Veiler, which I was previously running, but the Imperm is better in all cases, I think. And that's it for the main deck. It's 41 cards, and it's served me well so far. But to the extra deck, we are playing Masked Heroes, double Darklaw. You always want to play double because if one gets outed, you want to go into your second one, and also you can mask change your Darklaw into a Darklaw if it gets targeted for an effect or something. So double Darklaw is necessary. Then the asset for the Absolute Zero combo, because it's pretty good. It's pretty nutty. Because wiping your entire opponent's board, like monsters and back row, it's good in a deck that can't play Zeus. And last Masked Hero is Blast. Blast is the reason that I'm playing Blast is that I want to protect the Stratos Surge in case anything happens. This would be my target for siding out if I'm siding extra deck cards. I'm going to show you that soon. Blast isn't always necessary. He can come up, but it's not like I really need to go into Blast because the effect is not that great. It's cool-ish, and yeah, you can return a spell and trap card to the hand, but that's literally anything that he does. He's really just there to make sure that Stratos effect goes through. We then have the Destiny heroes. We play one Dystopia, we play one Dangerous as a combo piece, and obviously the DPE. Like, it's one of the best cards that was printed for heroes, period. And it would be kinda dumb to not play him. So he is definitely in there. He is also one of our starting cards for a combo that I'm going to show you. And elemental heroes, I'm playing one Sunrise. I know some people cut it, I kind of like it. And one Absolute Zero. You can buff up your elemental hero fusion count by adding cards like the Shining or Escry Dao. But I'm siding both if I have a matchup where I can use them with Super Poly. So if I know someone is playing a dark deck, I'm siding Escry Dao and the Super Poly's in, because that gets rid of a threat if I have a hero on field. But I kinda don't feel like main decking them. The other two, great cards. One Vision hero, Trinity. It's an OTK machine. It's kinda good. If you can get into it, if you can attack with it, 5k attack 3 times. That's not bad. That's a lot of damage. And one Malicious Bane. I just wanted to bring that up here. Malicious Bane is... I really don't know why you shouldn't play it. I really don't know. Like, there's not one reason that's coming to my mind. And for the extra heroes, 2 Cross Crusader, because you are wasting them pretty quickly. 1 Wonder Driver. And 1 Dread Decimator, also as an OTK machine. That's literally everything, because the extra deck is super tight, the main deck is super tight. There's not much wiggle room. You could play Prosperity in your main deck. I'm not a big fan of Prosperity, since you have to banish cards from your extra deck, which you can do, but I kind of like having all of them. Some options that you can play in your side deck, or even your main deck if you like them that much. Evenly Matched. It's a great card. Kinda gets rid of your battle phase, but getting rid of your opponent's entire field, face down banished, that's cool. Super Poly, as I talked about it, as an option to get rid of your opponent's monsters. If they're playing lights or darks, you could also play Great Tornado, which I don't like that much. I feel like with the Lyrilusk engine not being that prominent anymore after getting those nerfs, I feel like Great Tornado is not that good of an option anymore. With PK running rampant, I feel like Escry Dao is the kind of pick. I mean, against Prankets, what are you going to do? Like, siding everything? No. So, there we go. Chalice. If you want to play both, you can play both. Kind of feel like only playing Chalice or Droplets. Dynatech. Dynatech is really cool, because it's like a battle trap that you can discard it. Both players get 1000 damage and the attack is negated. It's kind of cool. Foolish Burial is at 1, so you can play start with that. I don't know if you would like to do this, but you can. And Kaijus are always an option, because you really want to OTK with this deck. Other cards would be back row removal or Lancia or anything to get rid of your opponent's banishing effects or back row. So I'm going to give you a little combo tutorial what you can do with Fusion Destiny if you still see this card. This requires a normal summon, so you don't have to have normal summon before. Also, this is not in depth, this is a basic combo, and if you want to see like a hand like a test hand guide, you can let me know in the comments down below and I will try to give you that in the future. We start with the Fusion Destiny and bring out our DPE by sending Denier and Malicious to Grave. I'm going to put them here. Activate the Malicious to banish and bring out another Malicious. And then activate the Denier to get itself out. I'm going to put it like in attack because I'm running low on space here. I'm then going to activate the effect of Denier first to put it back on top of my deck, the Malicious. Then I'm going to link off into the Cross Crusader. Activate the Cross Crusader on summon effect to bring back your Malicious, then activate the Cross Crusader effect to tribute this and search a monster. This is going to be your Vion, and you are now going to normal summon the Vion, activate the effect to send to grave. You are going to send to grave the Shadow Mist, and now you activate Shadow Mist effect to search, which is going to be your Plasma. What you could do now would be activate the Vion effect and banish the Denier or the Shadow Mist. I'm going to banish the Shadow Mist to search a party. If you really wanted, I don't know, you usually have like 2 more cards or 3 more cards in hand. So whatever this is can be used. And then you bring back the Malicious. I'm going to use this and going to banish this. It's actually the same combo. You could also like banish and bring that out. That's actually exactly the same what I did. I just used the cards differently. You know what I mean. And by that you have your DPE and you can tribute 3 to special summon your Plasma. And now you have a skill drain up and your DPE that's going to pop anything that's coming onto the field. That's kind of nutty with 1 card. And one other Fusion Destiny combo. I know, it's still at 2, but you can still do the same combo if you have the cards that I'm going to show you in your opening hand, or if you have a way to get into those cards in your opening hand. So just keep in mind that this is not the only use for Fusion Destiny, or that you can only do those combos with Fusion Destiny. You can do this in different ways. I'm going to activate Fusion Destiny to bring out the Dangerous, and by that I'm going to send a Shadow Mist and a Malicious to the graveyard. Do not activate Shadow Mist effect, but activate the Malicious effect to banish itself to bring out itself, and then you're going to link off both into your Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader effect is going to trigger and bring back the Dangerous. Dangerous effect is going to not trigger, but Cross Crusader's second effect activates, or you can activate that to tribute it and search a monster. With that you can search your Liquid Soldier and you normal summon that to bring back your Shadow Mist. What you now can do is, or what you now want to do is activate the Shadow Mist's effect to search your Mask Change. And that's literally your turn, because that ends on a Dark Law. What you want to do is set this card, and now you have 2 options. One, you can leave it like this. You cannot go into dark or anything else but dark heroes. So Mask Changing your Liquid Soldier away to clear the back row is not an option. But what you can do to maybe make some more damage or a bit of protection is linking them away into Link 3 Dread Decimator, which is kind of big because you have 4 in grave, so it's at 29, and it's going to be even bigger because in standby phase you're activating Mask Change to send standby phase. Keep that in mind. Not earlier. You're going to send the Shadow Mist to grave, and you're going to bring out your Dark Law under a Link Arrow of Dread Decimator, so he gets the boost as well. So that's on 3k, that's on 29, and with these Shadow Mist Search you are getting your Honest Neos. That's going to the graveyard. And you have 5 in grave, so everything is 500 bigger. You have an Honest Neos as a battle trap. Sure, it's prone to getting removed by any spell or trap, or even monster effect, but it's kind of good to have it up because it forces your opponent to play around it. That's the basic hero combo tutorial, what you can do with Fusion Destiny, what you can do with Fusion Summoning. Overall, you can do that with Poly if you have any ways to maybe fuse Malicious with your Shadow Mist, or if you have the Malicious in hand and you can get a Denier in your hand, then you can fuse them away. That's ways you can play around some cards. You can use your Fusion Destinies like this, and I think that's kind of good. Heroes are in a good spot with a hero lives at 2. It's very good. A hero lives at 2 gives you a Stratos for free and a search, or it even gives you a search through Shadow Mist, because you can special summon Shadow Mist and give yourself a mask change and search that. So it's really, really good right now. That's it for the hero deck. If you want to see a few test hands and maybe a few more combos, let me know in the comments and I will do that. And if not, that's still fine. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time.